All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming out today. I'm going to turn over our program right now to our Lighthouse leaders, our president. And at this time, we're going to also ask all our students and any of our adults to stand.
Good morning, and welcome to our Veterans Day Assembly. My name is Nick Serrano Bremer. I'm a 5th grade student in Mrs. Darno's class and the president of our Student Lighthouse team.
Good morning. My name is Ava Sanchez. I am in the 4th grade in Mrs. Cortaz's class and the vice president of the Student Lighthouse team.
We want to thank our veterans on behalf of all the students and staff at CWES Elementary School. Next, I'd like to introduce the Unity Reed Color Guard under the direction of United States Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Gerald Robinson.
Forward, march. Halt. Present. Arm.
Thank you, Unity Reed Color Guard. Next, I would like to introduce our Color Guard. Next, I would like to introduce our school counselor, Mrs. Robertson, as she's
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? At this time, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arm. Color shirt. March.
Mrs. Robertson. Here is Dr. Buckeye, principal of CWES Elementary School.
Thank you. Great job, Ava and Nick. Thank you to our friends at Unity Read, ROTC, and to Mrs. Robertson. It was touch and go there for a moment. It was going to be either Mrs. Robertson was going to sing or I was going to sing. So it was really, really close. I just want to welcome everybody. Good morning to all our Timberwolf families. It's so great to see everybody out here. Thank you for joining us outside. I'm going to take a quick step back a little bit, take my mask off for a moment. Just we're so excited to see everybody here. I hope you understand that we just decided to err a little bit on the side of caution and hold our assembly outside this year. In the past, we've had it inside, so hopefully next year everything will be back to a lot of things will be back to the way they have been. Tomorrow, Thursday, November 11th, is Veterans Day. This is a day set aside by the federal government for all of us to take time to honor and show respect to all those who served or currently serve in one of the branches of the American Armed Forces. These branches, as our students know, and are on our wall in our school, are Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and the Space Force, which we just added to our wall a couple weeks ago. Why do we celebrate Timberwolves Veterans Day on November 11th each year? Well, it was on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, November, that the fighting of World War I ended. World War I was called the War to End All Wars. November 11th was recognized as the day of celebration, was called Armistice Day. At that time, it only recognized veterans of World War I. After the Korean War in 1954 ended, Armistice Day was renamed Veterans Day and has been celebrated ever since 1954 and recognized veterans of all wars. So I know all our veterans know this, but we are a school, so we want to keep making sure all our students know as well. So today we honor all our veterans and active duty service personnel who place their lives on the line to protect our freedom, our way of life, and our important interests. Veterans Day is also a day for all of us to remember the freedom we have in our country that our veterans fight for and protect. Students, raise your hand raise your hand if you know someone in your family or in your neighborhood that has served or is currently serving in the armed forces. All right. Well, today and tomorrow are a great time to take some time to thank all our veterans and active duty personnel for their services to our country and our community. It took me a little while to arrange to make sure that car would come right at this moment. There's a lot of planning for that, too. I thought, let me get a Bobcat here. On behalf of our entire school, staff, and community, I want to thank all of our veterans and current service members for their service to our country. I'm in awe and in appreciation of all that you do for our country and our community and the sacrifices that you make for our country, our community, and all its people, as well as your family. I know for our military families that you also have a huge sacrifice and a big part of everything that we're celebrating and recognizing today. I hope today, in this small way, you feel both recognized and honored. I'm going to ask all our students and staff to please stand and give our veterans a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Buckeye. Next, we have Mrs. Eileen Lalo-Morde to share. Mrs. Lalo-Morde served on active duty in the United States Army from 1991 to 1998. She was commissioned as a second lieutenant through ROTC upon graduation from college and went to Germany for her first duty station. Miss Lalo-Morde was deployed to Croatia for Operation Provide Promise and served as the senior communications officer for the United States. She is now an active volunteer in Prince William County Schools in the local community. Eileen currently works for the United Services Organization, USO, at Quantico Marine Corps Base, serving veterans and active duty military members. We're honored to have Mrs. Lalo-Morde here to speak to us about Veterans Day.
Good morning. Thank you so much for that kind introduction. I'd like to thank your principal, Mr. Bookheit, the teachers and staff, and most of all, the students of T. Clay Wood for having me here at your wonderful school and allowing me to speak today. I'd also like to thank the other veterans here for their service and sacrifice to our great country. It is truly an honor to speak with you all today. With Veterans Day tomorrow, I want to tell you a little bit about why Veterans Day is important to me. I had an incredible opportunity to serve my country in the United States Army for many years. And during that time, I served with amazing members of the United States Armed Forces that were willing to dedicate themselves to our great country. They, and others like them, understood that our country would face enemies that would want to take away our freedoms that we hold so dear in the United States of America. I've often had people ask me why I joined the Army. When I was a freshman in college, I took an ROTC class for gym credit. My teacher was a sergeant in the Army. I had no intention of joining the military, and even though my dad served in the Navy, it just wasn't something talked about much in my house when I was growing up. In one particular class, this sergeant, who fought in the Vietnam War, shared his life-changing moments of the battlefield. He ended his class by saying, "Freedom is not free." This statement really affected me and influenced my decision to serve. It has stuck with me every single day since. But what does that saying really mean? "Freedom is not free" is engraved on the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C., and I can assure you that this saying is very true. When you think of freedom, what does that really mean? Well, the formal definition of freedom is the right to act, speak, or think what you choose. These freedoms we hold here in the United States truly set us apart from many other countries in the world. For members of the United States military, freedom means far more than that definition. Our military protects the freedoms that the United States Constitution guarantees for all of our people. The United States Constitution is a document our forefathers wrote almost 225 years ago, and it is the foundation of our government with the values we hold dear. In fact, did you know that our service members take an oath when they join the military to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies? Our country has faced those who seek to destroy this foundation, and yet, I can assure you that our armed forces stand ready day and night to protect you and this great nation. They and their families sacrifice every single day to ensure that these freedoms we often take for granted are safe and secure. Our military serve in places all over the world, and they are often in very dangerous and demanding locations. They put their lives in jeopardy and face extreme hardships that most people can't even imagine. Here at home, our service members miss important family events such as the birth of children, birthdays, graduations, and anniversaries due to training and deployments. And yet, they still continue to answer the call of service. That sacrifice I mentioned is not just limited to the military, as family members sacrifice every single day in support of their soldier, airman, sailor, Marine, Coast Guardsman, and Guardian. In fact, I'm sure there are many children of service members here at your school, just as the principal called you to lay out a few minutes ago. I have been a deployed soldier. I have also been the wife of a soldier, and I can tell you how difficult it is to have your loved ones sent far away. I know how hard it was for my children, and I salute all of the students here that have had a service member deploy. We can serve our country in many different ways, but tomorrow we honor those that have served in the armed forces. If you know a veteran, Please thank them for all they do to protect our country. Be grateful for the freedoms we have here in the United States. Those very freedoms that have never, ever been free and that have been paid for by the brave veterans here today and all around the world. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day.
Thank you, Mrs. Ardiello. Oh, no. Thank you, Mrs. Lytle-Moore. We would like to introduce our high school students, Ryan Chmolaziki, Charles Landro, and Nathan Nam, to share their thoughts about joining the armed forces.
Hello, I am Charles Landro and I'm applying to the United States Air Force. I'm a senior at Patriot High School and I'm doing this to serve and protect and serve my family, friends, classmates, teachers, and everyone else under the sun. No matter how big or small your role is, you have the impact on your surroundings. Saying that, I believe the military allows a person to leave a positive impact on their surroundings and even the world. This is why I want to join the military. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nathan Nam. I'm a senior at Patriot, and I am putting in my applications for the Naval Academy and the Coast Guard Academy. And the reason for me to serve is because of my father's influence on me, who has deeply inspired me and his service. And as him being a first-generation American, he has been my role model, and that is my reason for service.
Hello, my name is Ryan Chmolinsky, and I'm a senior at Patriot High School, and next year I hope to attend the United States Merchant Marine Academy. Both my grandparents served in the Air Force. One of them was a cook, and the other was an intelligence officer. Now, they have showed me the traditions of honor and discipline in their family, and have really taught me what service means to them, and has shaped what service means to me. The United States has also given me many opportunities that other countries would not be able to give. So I would just like to give back to my country in a way that I know that matters. So finally, I would like to thank T. Clay Wood for giving us the opportunity to speak here. I would like to thank all the veterans and guests that are here to attend. I would like to thank everybody for their service. Thank you.
Thank you to our Patriot High School neighbors. We wish you the best of luck as you pursue your military service next year. We are fortunate to have Mr. Jim Ardealo retired to speak about his experiences in the military. Jim Ardealo served in the United States Marine Corps from 1970 to 1990. He first served as a provost marshal and then became a naval flight officer where he flew F-4 Phantoms. In between assignments flying the F-4, he became a flight instructor where he taught others how to fly these amazing aircrafts. The cool fact about Mr. Jim Ardiallo is while he hasn't traveled or as high as Captain Kirk, aka William Shatner, he has been 53,000 feet in the air and traveled at a speed of 1,100 miles per hour. He has also landed 142 times on an aircraft. Mr. Ardiallo is the grandfather of Kendall and Reagan Landry. We are honored to have him here today to speak to us about Veterans Day.
All right.
Now, today's a special day for all of us, all of you. I mean, the veterans that are here. It's even a little more special for those of us that had the privilege and honor to be called ourselves Marines. Hoorah! Today is the 246th birthday of the United States Marine Corps, founded in 1775, and to this day, going strong as one of the smallest services, but we're there, we're the first to fight, we're ready to go whatever we have to do. So, Semper Fi to all the Marines, you're doing great. Thank you very much. I wanted to say something in the sense of what a veteran is. And if I can get my technology to work, see, this is what happens when I use technology. In my day, we had no technology. It was all paper and pencil. So I wanted to read a couple of the things that I think are. Thank you, but let me get this so I don't. Okay, I got it. So, I wanted to read some of the things to you kids. We adults know this, I think, but a lot of kids don't. What is a veteran? A friend of mine sent me this, and here's things that I think are germane. We loved our country enough to defend it and protect it with our own lives. We said goodbye to our friends and family and everything we knew. We learned the basics, and then we scattered in the winds to the far corners of the earth. We found new friends and new family. We became brothers and sisters, regardless of color, race, or creed. We had plenty of good times, plenty of bad times. We didn't get enough sleep. We smoked and drank too much, not me. We picked up good and bad habits. We worked hard and played harder. That's me. We didn't earn a great wage. We experienced the happiness of mail call and the sadness of missing important events. We didn't know when or even if we were going to see home again. We grew up fast, and yet somehow we never grew up at all. We fought for our freedom as well as the freedom of others. Some of us saw actual combat, and some of us didn't. Some of us saw the world, and some of us didn't. It has no monetary value, but at the same time, it is a priceless gift. People see a veteran and they thank them for their service. When we see each other, we know what we did. I brought a little training aid because a lot of people don't know what this is. This is very dear to my heart. I even managed to have a crash in one of them. But it was an awesome time. And if one of the kids here who was listening, now none of the adults, who knows what kind of airplane this is? Oh, I see a hand go up right here. Wait. Well, it is a Marine plane, but it's a specific kind of plane. Nope, not an F-35. We got to go back a little. All right, I see that young man right there with his B-29. No, not quite. Little. All right, I see this gentleman here. Yes. It's a what? No, it's a Phantom, but what's the right designation? No, F, 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 F. All right. There, oh, I see the lady there giving me, she's helping somebody. Maybe helping me. It's, nope, it's an F4. So, since what we're going to do here is I'm going to give this young man, since you came up with Phantom first, a little gift. It's a docent coin from the National Museum of the Marine Corps. I would encourage all of you kids, come down to the Marine Corps Museum. There you could learn history about the Marine Corps, and from 1775 to today. We now have the Army, the National Museum of the Army as well, up at Fort Belvoir area. They're all free. They're wonderful American history. We, veterans, active duty folk, we are there to preserve this country, and it is an honor to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ardiello. At this time, please join us as Mrs. Meyer leads us in the Timberwolf chorus.
Mrs. Meyer and the Timberwolf course. I'm now going to turn it over to Dr. Buckhead.
All right, we're actually going to now do a parade. Before we do that, I just want to quickly thank our speakers again, thank our Patriot Percussion Squad, and we're excited to have them here. They're going to lead a parade, followed by Mr. Curry, who is our keynote speaker for our Veterans Assembly the last time we had one, 2 years ago, and his daughter Curry will be there. And then we're going to have each of the branches go through. We're just going to go right around the circle. We're just going to do the parade one time around the circle, then we're going to come right back here, and then we're going to wrap up our presentation today. All right, so the rest of our students can stand who are around here, and as the parade comes there, we want to make sure we are cheering. Yes, any chorus students, please join your veteran. All right. Once again, students, let's give our veterans a round of applause as they start their parade. Okay, excellent. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in a parade. A couple of last minute things. Again, I want to like to bring our celebration and recognition to a close by once again recognizing and thanking our veterans and active service members for their service and sacrifice. I would also like just to remind all of our Timberwolves to give me 5 real quick. Timberwolves in our line, please give me 5. And all right, thank you. I would also like to thank Mrs. Amorde and Mr. Aridalio for coming here today and sharing what they had to share with us, as well as our 3 friends from Patriot High School. One of them, Timberwolves, was a former Timberwolf himself, right? Nathan. So great to see you moving forward. I also wanted to thank Prince William County School Superintendent, Dr. McDade, who joined us here today. I would give her a round of applause. Also, Brentsville School Board Representative, Mrs. Adele Jackson, who also is here with us this morning. And our level associate superintendent for Western Elementary Schools, Dr. Hart, for joining us today. I want to thank the Unity Week Color Guard under the direction of retired Colonel Darrell Robinson. And Mr. Van Gelder, as well as our future military service members from Patriot High School, who I mentioned a moment ago. Mrs. Williams from Patriot and our Patriot Percussion Squad, give them a round of applause. Mrs. Meyer and our Timberwolf Chorus. Mrs. Robertson and her amazing voice. The Curry family for, once again, being part of our Veterans Day celebration and leading our parade. Our amazing Lighthouse student president, Nick Sereno-Bremer. And Vice President, Ava Sanchez. Not only did they work on the speech, they did a lot of the planning of order of things, and we had a great meeting the other day, and they had amazing questions that helped make this run even more smoothly. So they're doing a great job. And all members of our Veterans Day Planning Committee, thank you for all your support and for all the planning and all the work that you put into making this event come together today. And once again, a big thank you to our veterans and our active duty service members. We have a small token of our appreciation that our kindergarten students from Mrs. Cotter's class, I think they already passed it out to all of you. So it's just a small token, some letters, I think, as well. Or do we want to pass? Yeah, well, we got some letters to pass out to you from some of our students as well. And also, any of our veterans and their families, you may take some of the little flags that line our grass there on your way out if you would like. And everybody, if you can join me in one last round of applause today for our veterans and their families. So, always the fun part of an assembly at an elementary school is then the dismissal portion of the day. So, how are we going to do it? I'm going to ask our teachers who have their students, the whole class of students, to please start heading in. And if any of your students have their teacher out here, they can join their class at this time. We'll let the chorus go in at this time.